All right, let's do this. How's everyone doing this week? Good? All right. Welcome to this week's episode of our podcast, Is Breakfast Included? On the show today, we're going to get right into it. My guests are Amie, Miriello, and Vanessa Olivarez, collectively known as Boys Club for Girls. They have an album dropping today, right this minute. So while you're listening to this podcast, go to your favorite streaming site, Spotify, Apple Music, or I don't know, Tidal still around? Maybe Tidal. I don't know. And check out this album. Don't worry if you're at work. Your boss is going to come check it out and be like, what the fuck is that? I want it. And yeah, you'll probably get a raise because of me and Boys Club for Girls, because it's that good. Amie and Vanessa sat down with me. They talked to me about how they came together, what their lives were like before they met in 2019, and you know, how they started this project. It was really slated to release 2020. Then a bunch of shit happened. We all know that. A lot of important things happened that they didn't want to put all the attention on them. Like, hey, everyone's at home, come listen to us. So they waited, which I give them a lot of respect for. They waited till 2023 to put this album out, and it's well worth the wait. Like I said, their album drops today. Check it out. I promise you, I won't steer you wrong. It was a great conversation. I learned a lot about the girls. They were very forthcoming. They used the F word a lot, which I kind of like. And I found out that Vanessa likes to dabble in the jazz cabbage. All right, guys. It was a great conversation. Let's check it out. All right. Tell everyone who you are.
We are Boys Club for Girls. I'm Amie and
I'm Vanessa. Hi.
Hi. How you guys doing?
We're good.
Good. Boys Club for Girls. I guess I was introduced to you guys during the whole weird thing that happened to the world a couple of years ago. Tim.
Oh, what are you talking about? What thing?
You got a little weird there, right?
Yeah.
My friend Tim Craven sent me a track and he said, check this out. And I was like, whoa, who is this? So how did you guys come together? Have you been a band for quite a while, or?
So we've been a band now for around 4 years, which is crazy to think about. It was kind of like, I guess 2019 is when we started singing and playing together. And it really just happened as like an accident. It was not anything that was intentional. We just, we met at a benefit show that I put together called Flatiron Maiden, which is an all 80s, all ladies benefit show. We always try to pick female-centric charities to contribute to the money to at the end, which is really awesome. But Amie was one of the singers, and I was just immediately a huge fan of her voice and walked up to her at the end of the show, and I was like, we'd had rehearsal already together in the show, and I just said, I'm such a big fan of your voice. I was like, we have to write together or sing together or something. Mm-hmm. And so we ended up getting together like maybe 6 months later. It was quite a bit later.
Yeah.
And we wrote a song in like 30 minutes. It was our first song called Romance is Dead. And we were like, okay, well, and I think both of us thought maybe that's an anomaly. Maybe that's just like,
we were like, cool.
We just wrote a cool song on accident. And then we got together again. And again, it was like 30 minutes, brilliant song that we both loved. And then we did it again. And it was, I mean, again, yeah. And we just, eventually we were like, okay, well, maybe this is like the universe trying to tell us that this is a thing, even though neither of us wanted to start another band.
Yeah, we had both been in like 200 bands. We're like, this is not going to happen again. Yeah. Like, no chance. But it just kind of we were forced to be in a band together because of how we wrote together, but also how we naturally sang together and how we naturally took the harmony parts and kind of like weaved around each other without trying.
Uh-huh. Yeah, both of us are individually background singers for a lot of different people, especially Amie on a professional level, and so both of us are very adept harmony singers, and I think it was partly magical because of our background. Being background singers, we were able to just immediately pick up on what the other one was doing and sing around it. And most of the time that doesn't happen.
We know how to blend without, like nobody steals the show. We know how to blend to make it sound amazing for the greater good instead of someone trying to like stronghold their way in front. We
really
how to
stay in your lane.
Yeah, we know how to make how to blend and just how to make it sound beautiful.
Uh-huh.
We knew how to do that from the beginning without rehearsing. So it was kind of like one of those things where we're like, all right, we should probably do this. And Vanessa knew Tim from other projects, and she brought him in when we started recording our first demos.
Right on. Well, something interesting about you guys that I've been doing a little reading about you guys. Vanessa, you're from Sugar Land, Texas, right?
Yes.
A fellow Texan right here.
Hell yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. And you wrote a song for Sugar Land, right?
I wrote a few songs for Sugar Land that a couple of them they used to play live and don't anymore, but one of them ended up on the record. It's called Sugar Land. Okay. And
down in Sugar Land.
That's the one. And so it was so funny because when we met, I knew that she sang backups for Sugar Land, and I said to her, I was like, you know that was my band. Actually, I was the original lead singer, which is another fun fact of Sugar Land.
Okay.
And so it was another weird tie between Amie and I that we just like had this weird thing in common with Sugar Land.
Right on. Yeah, that was I found that kind of interesting. So you guys recorded some songs in 2019.
Yes.
Right? And you had this plan of releasing a song every 90 days at the time. And what happened?
Well, COVID happened and Black Lives Matter happened, and the hurricane or tornado happened. I got pregnant. We just basically, the world was like, you're going to put this band on hold. Yeah. And so we recorded most of a record, and then we recorded during COVID, and during my pregnancy, we recorded another 6 or 7 songs. And then we just kind of, Tim produced and we wrote some more and we got everything together, and we really didn't feel like it was time for us to release until we had all of our ducks in a row. We started to, because we recorded in 2020, like March of 2020 was the first time we went into the studio. And original plan was like all hands on deck, like, let's do this. And then it definitely, with the pandemic and all these things that happened, Amy's right. There was something telling us like, now is not the time. And we tried to release 3 songs, and literally every time we had something to release, there was something in the world that happened that prevented the song from like making it. And we deeply care about the world. You know what I mean? And we deeply care about socioeconomical issues. And we really, really cared about a lot of these issues that made it feel very uncomfortable for us to self-promote. Romance is Dead came out the same day as the BLM movement. Yeah, we were like, let's promote our song. Yeah, we took everything down. We felt like it looked really in poor taste for the artists that were still really promoting themselves during times that were so horrible for the planet. That it was just like, you know what, let's just take a step back and focus on more important things. And then when things slow down, not that the world's in a wonderful place right now, but I think it's been enough time to where we feel comfortable putting ourselves out there and finally releasing this record that we've been sitting on for so long. Yeah, we're stoked. And now feels like the right time. Like, we've got a great team of people. I feel like the universe is like, yes, bitches. Yeah, yes, now is the time.
Right on. How important was Tim in the whole process? Was he like a member?
He is like it's like a trio because of Tim. Tim, when we had the songs, we would play them with the band, and they sounded great, but they didn't have the Laurel Canyon like 70s vibe that Tim brought to the table. Like, he really, when we recorded Tell Me I'm the Only One with him, that became our signature sound. And it kind of became this like 90s mixed with Fleetwood Mac. Like it went from like 90s kind of like Lilith Fair music to 70s Fleetwood Mac type stuff, and that's because of Tim. Right on. I mean, he helped us find our sound for sure. We got an invitation to record from our friend Amanda, and she said, hey, there's a session if you guys want it for free at Dark Horse Institute. And she said, one of the bands backed out. Do you guys want to take it? And in 4 days, we managed to get a band together of like a lot of my favorite players in town.
And I happened to call Tim and I said, what are you doing Monday? And it was like Saturday. And he was like, well, I think I can do it.
Yeah.
And so he did. He showed up Monday, showed up Tuesday, and then Wednesday, and then we had overdubs on our own. But it was just incredible the way that he was able to step in and how sort of serendipitously everything happened and fell into place. So it felt like the right thing to me because he just happened to be available. And I was like, okay, let's do this thing. Yeah. And now he's such an integral
now he's literally
sound
part of the band
and our band family. I mean, all of our guys are like family to us.
Yeah.
Tim is no exception. I mean, we are super tight with him.
That was a great Tim impression, by the way. Well, I've known Tim for a long time. He's probably more like a brother to me than a friend. So he's a great guy. And so is that the sound you guys are going for? The Laurel Canyon sound? Do you guys
not even on purpose, but yeah, that's what it sounds like. I mean, we just kind of wrote what we like to listen to, and Tim produced it in a way that is true to that. And that's kind of what no part of this band has been intentional as far as like, we didn't decide we were going to sound any kind of way. That's how we write, and that's how it was produced. And so that kind of was decided for us.
Yeah. And I also
organic.
Yeah.
I think the combination of Amie's background of like pop, really heavy pop, and R&B and urban and things like that, and my background of a lot of country music, kind of combines to create a sound.
Urban?
I thought you said urban stuff, no?
Yeah, I did in the beginning. But I mean, I went to jazz school, but I pretty much exclusively listened to like dark indie folk music or alternative rock music. Like I didn't listen to any country until I joined Sugarland. I literally didn't know any country songs ever. Like I just don't listen to country.
Yeah.
I only listened to like depressing, angry chick singer-songwriters and radio. Yeah. And so
that's what I listened to, but I think like I wrote a lot of country.
Yeah.
I love country music in some country music, not all of it.
Yeah.
But I think the combinations of both of our backgrounds in music really help to create part of the flavor of what we sound like as well.
So Amie, you didn't see yourself 10 years ago singing this brand of music?
Well, no, I love Americana. I mean, I really do love Americana. Like, I mean, it's part of what I've always listened to. I just never thought of it as country music. I really didn't. No.
There's a fine line.
There's a fine line. And so this isn't far. I mean, if you listen to any of my old solo stuff, it doesn't sound dissimilar to this.
Okay.
I've always been singer-songwriter / Americana folky kind of music.
Yeah.
So this is right along the lines of what I do, but I've never had pedal steel on any of my stuff. I've never had that kind of instrumentation that really has that twang. And I absolutely love it. It's just, it wasn't part of what I knew.
And pedal steel is like my favorite thing in the world.
Yeah.
I know.
As soon as we got pedal steel on this, it really like changed the game for us.
Really
good pedal steel makes all the difference in the world.
Oh my gosh. And we have Drew Belk, who is like, I think like the best player ever.
Yeah. He's like God of pedal steel.
He's on tour with Blake Shelton right now, but whenever he's home, he's with us and we are obsessed with him.
Yep.
Your harmonies, normally you don't, you guys have 2 songs that you released. Bad Luck Baby and Not Just Yet. You released them about a month ago, right?
About a month ago, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Your harmonies, you normally don't hear harmonies like that unless you're related.
Yeah.
You grew up singing together. What do they call that?
Yeah.
Blood harmony. Not quite blood harmony, but you guys are really on it.
Yeah.
Like you said from the get-go, it was there.
That's how it's been the whole time.
Yeah, it's really interesting too, because I feel like a lot of the times when I sing backups with people, I think we're both used to chasing people. I mean, it's just what you have to do when you're singing backups. But it's like I don't even have to try to end phrases at the same time. And a lot of times we make the same choices vocally. And I just kind of naturally know what she's going to do or where she's going to go.
Yeah.
And vice versa. So it's really interesting because I think part of the appeal with this is neither one of us wanted to have to put effort into anything, right? Hashtag less work, right? But I feel like with this,
we're tired. We're tired.
The honesty. I love it.
So with this, it was like minimal effort. We didn't have to try to sing together. It was just really easy.
And the writing too, like we've been writing songs lately. We've been writing for other people together. Like we've been in the rooms with other artists that want us to write for them together. And it's even that's fucking easy. Like it literally, like it just doesn't take, when we're together, we feel invincible.
And also I think there's a weird thing, like I've had a lot of vocal problems in my life.
Same.
I've had a lot of like weird nodules and moments where I couldn't sing and things like that. And I think she's had the same struggles.
Yeah.
And for some reason, singing with Amie makes me feel like a more confident singer.
Yeah.
I feel like I sing better when I'm singing with Amie than when I'm singing by myself.
Sing better, write better.
Yeah.
That's why we're in this stupid band. Because we have no choice. We sing better and we write better. It's just, we have to do it.
Your histories from coming from 100 bands in your background or writing for other people, did that give you the fucking the sorry for my language?
No,
it's because of us. It rubs off on people.
Shit, damn, fuck.
No, my 2-year-old daughter today was like, fuck. I was like, you gotta get out of here. Like, I gotta stop. I've got to stop. You go, fuck, mommy, fuck. Like,
did that give you the current attitude is you don't want to work hard for it, you just want it to happen from all the past?
No,
because I know dealing with other people in a band can be hard.
Oh yeah.
Everything other than the music is hard work. Yep. Like the music part shouldn't be hard.
No.
And this music part is easy, but the rest of it is hard. Yeah. I don't feel like posting on Instagram every other day and trying to figure out what the fuck to say.
Nobody wants to.
I don't feel like, having to dress up and put makeup on for every single thing. Not that I really did today, but normally there's a lot of stuff. I don't feel like doing all the other work that it requires to have a successful project, but you do it because the music is worth it. We really want this stuff to be heard.
And that's the thing is most bands, I feel like the struggle is in both areas. Like it's music and it's the other stuff that no one wants to do. And at least with us, it's like 1 out of 2 ain't bad.
Yeah, we've done a ton of projects. We're not in our 20s. And like we've really had a lot of heartbreak in this industry. Both of us have, we've had a lot of projects that have been successful and then dropped off, or we've put a lot of time and money into things that have been extremely heartbreaking. And we're not willing to put our energy into anything that's not going to really matter to us at this point.
Yep.
And so it's the music is easy because we love it and because it's our passion, and everything else is gravy. So it's like, if we get to be a band that people actually hear and want to come see, and we build a following, like that's amazing. But we've already done what we need to do because we love the music.
Yep.
We're happy to do it.
Yep. Makes it easy.
Another thing that a little bird told me, and I don't know if you'd want me to talk about this right now, but he told me that when he tracks you guys sing it. It's not, 2 different tracks. You guys go in together.
Yeah.
Yeah. We sing together. And again, I think that comes from what I said earlier about we both feel like stronger singers when we're singing together. And also with those phrases,
you have to kind of see each other's mouths and stuff.
See each other's mouths and really be able to match things. And
yeah,
I feel like the vibe and the energy feels more like it does when we're on stage.
We want it to feel live. Yeah, we didn't want the record feel like a pop overdubbed record. We wanted it. Yeah. It does have a slickness that I think is not necessarily indicative of true Americana.
Yeah, for sure.
Because there are these kind of soaring waves of harmony that are overdubbed, but the lead vocals are sung live together always. And they're not tuned. They're not, none of it. Yeah. It's Tim will tell you, like, those are our live performances that we're doing together in the studio.
And they're all,
he told me that's sweet.
Unless there's like one phrase somewhere that's like funky, we like to use one take.
We don't comp the vocal. We make sure to get it.
Yeah.
I was watching your Pace Studios performance and I was like, wow, it sounds like, what I've heard.
I was like the record.
Yeah. So that's really cool. when you guys met, musically, you got along, obviously. Like, but did you feel like, hey, I've met somebody that's been missing in my life personally?
Not right away. I
don't think right away.
So we felt immediately like I thought she was fucking crazy. Like I literally, when I went to Flatiron Maiden, I watched her dancing around stage like a fucking lunatic. Like she wears crazy clothes. I always say, like, if this band was a cake, I would be the cake and she would be the cake topper. Like she is a cake topper of a human being. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She's very loud and she's very eccentric. And she's colorful. And I'm darker and a little bit more cynical. And I wear mostly black and jeans.
I wear mostly black
and jeans. And we're very different. Yeah. So when we met, I think we were both like, we really loved singing each other's voices and we really respected each other. But it took a minute for us to understand each other's personalities.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's just band dynamic in general.
But we're like sisters now. Yeah. I mean, we really are. We fight. We do everything like sisters. We tell each other the truth. But mostly we get along really well and we really support each other. Like, we have different things that we do that aren't boys club, and we are both really supportive of those things.
And that's important too. It really is. And it's nice to be in a band with someone who's supportive of your individual endeavors as well. Because, I mean, otherwise it just makes things really difficult.
Yeah.
So along with boys club, you guys still do your background vocals? Do you still write with other people and so forth?
Yeah.
We still do the thing.
We still write songs for other people. We still sing backups for other people. I'm not touring. Neither one of us are touring as backup singers anymore because we're focused on this. But, yeah, we both. I mean, we have to make money. You know,
you've got to make money somewhere.
Boys Club ain't making us any money yet. We released 2 songs, so we're hoping that this takes us on the road together.
Well, and our 3rd single's up on Thursday. Yeah, so tomorrow is the release of our 3rd.
And we're working with a company called Brooklyn Basement Records. They're helping us on many levels. And we've gotten some really good editorial playlisting. And we're starting to really see that people dig this, you know?
Yeah.
And it's only been out for a month. I mean, we've been together for 4 years, but the music's only been out a month. So
well, it's really cool music. It's not, it doesn't sound Nashville.
Yeah.
It doesn't sound Nashville.
Thank you.
It's it's pretty cool. I dig it.
It's really important for us that we don't get Nashville'd. You know what I mean? Like, I can hear being a songwriter and her even longer than me in Nashville. She knows the Music Row scene, and we don't have anything against it, but we don't want to be it.
No.
There's a very every song in Nashville has like this aha moment that we don't subscribe to in our songs. Yeah. We really like the songs to be. Some are literal, but most you could make about whatever you want them to be about, which is important to me as a listener. I mean, I fucking love that most of the writers that I follow, most of the musicians that I love the most, I can make up what their songs mean to me. And we value that in songwriting. We value that not everything has to be wrapped in a bow with a cherry on top.
Yeah.
And we don't want that to happen to our music, which is why we prefer to write together or with people that we really love and respect their music. Okay. We're not, there's never going to be a time where you're going to see next to Boys Club, big hit country writers, because we don't want that.
No,
we don't really want to sound like everybody else. We don't want traditional hits like everybody else. We want to sound like us.
Yeah. Well, while we're on that subject, who were your influences, coming up? Who are your people? You don't have to name them all, but maybe like just one or two, that you really
just. The first record I ever owned was Cyndi Lauper's "She's So Unusual."
Okay.
And I feel like that was a really big record to me when I was a kid, just because I was like, whoa, somebody doing something so out of the box and weird and different. Then I think I really gravitated towards those kinds of artists. I loved bands like Fleetwood Mac when I was growing up. I loved a lot of musical theater. I mean, I listened to Jesus Christ Superstar till my freaking ears fell off. And
we both started in musical theater.
Yeah.
Okay.
Done a lot of theater. And I feel like I mean, a lot of the 90s girls, Lisa Loeb, I was like obsessed with when I was a kid.
That record was amazing.
And the Indigo Girls. I mean, bands like that really, really got me. But I also listened to things when I was a kid, like Waylon Jennings with my uncle. So it kind of a vast variety of different music.
But I was listening. I mean, Tori Amos was the main artist that changed my life.
Yeah.
Tori Amos, Ani DeFranco, Fiona Apple, Joni Mitchell was like one of my most life-changing artists. Jeff Buckley.
Yep, Jeff Buckley, sure.
But I also listened to a lot of like, just my dad, had me listening to jazz really young. So I was learning how to singing like Sarah Vaughan and Ella Fitzgerald and stuff. And then as soon as I started hearing like that 90s Tori vibe, I was like, fuck this jazz stuff. Like, I'm only singing depressing folk music.
I listen
even me when I first heard Tori Amos, I was like, who the fuck is that?
Yeah. And when I kind of feel that way about Big Thief right now, where I'll just listen to Big Thief, and I'll watch all of their videos on YouTube like a stalker. And that's how I was when I first listened to Tori Amos. I stalked everything she did. And I would say she's probably my favorite artist of all time. Yeah. But I learned to sing by copying Tori Amos, just trying to sound just like her. And then I found my own style by doing that. But yeah.
Yeah, when you listen to you, sometimes I can hear your influence.
Yeah, people say that, and I'm like, it's not an accident.
You wear it on your sleeve.
Yeah, it's not an accident. I fucking love Tori Amos.
Right on.
But
this won't come out for a week or so, but you guys have a video coming out tomorrow on the 23rd.
Single tomorrow.
A single?
Single, yes.
Yeah.
Video is already out.
Yeah, video's already
out. Okay.
CMT.com.
CMT.com, and then single out tomorrow called The Weatherman.
And then we've got another single out next month with another video
called 5 O'Clock Shadow.
Okay. And your album, the full album, will be released March 24th.
Yes.
That's correct.
Cool. Any touring plans? I know you said you're really not thinking about that now, but
well, no, we are. I mean, my daughter is finally at the age where I could probably get away with touring, weekend warrior stuff, which is really nice. And so we're doing shows in Nashville for the next few months, and then we're hoping to get some touring going. That's the goal.
Yeah,
we're finally ready. We weren't in that mode before, but we're finally ready to tour this record, and then we're going to be back in the studio recording our second record at the end of the summer.
We've got 10 songs already for the next record, so
10 songs already.
Yeah, we're ready to go.
We're going to record. We're probably going to write 30 songs and pick 10 or 12, and so we're getting ready to get back in it.
Right on. Well, I've always heard, I started my what I do in country music. And so I've always heard that Nashville is a 7-year town, that after 7 years, if you haven't done shit, you might as well hang it up. But you guys have been around for a while, and you're doing something really real now.
Yeah, for sure. We're trying to. We're not trying to.
Well, it's the only way. I mean, we can't do anything that's not real because we're not good actors.
No, and we're old.
And we're old, and we're tired. Yeah. And we like to get home early, and I like to have a glass of wine. She likes to light up a joint.
That's right.
And call it a day. So we're not
9 o'clock show.
Yeah, no, literally shows. I'm trying to be in bed reading. I'm trying to be in bed reading at 9 o'clock. Let me be very real. My party days are over.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I've been I started a tour in mid-April, and I've actually started slowly inching my way to staying up past 9.
Yeah.
It's like I'm going to have to.
I know, dude. I hear you.
It's tough out there.
Well, where can people find you on social media?
So at Boys Club for Girls on Instagram, same thing on Facebook. We're too old for the TikTok, so we don't fuck with the TikTok. But Instagram, Facebook, we have our Spotify, we have anywhere you get your music, you can get by the time this comes out, 3 songs, and record coming March 24th.
Yeah.
Okay. And then hopefully some touring soon, right?
Yeah. We'll let you know.
Come up to the Northeast somewhere.
Absolutely.
Yeah, let's go.
Right on. Well, Amie, Vanessa, thank you so much.
Thank
for
you.
doing this. When I reached out to Tim, I said, do you think they might do that? And then he's like, totally. So thank you guys.
Yeah, of course.
I really appreciate you waiting in the other meeting room.
No,
While I figured out how to use Zoom. My podcast is Breakfast Included. And if we were having breakfast, what would you have?
Man, I would probably have a fat ass stack of pancakes and some hash brown casserole from the Cracker Barrel. And perhaps a little bit of bacon. Yeah,
I'd have a bacon, egg, and cheese on a hard roll, salt, pepper, ketchup.
Ooh, on a hard roll, yum. Yeah. I like sausage, egg, and cheese hard roll. That's good.
Thank you guys for everything. New single is out on the 23rd.
Yep.
That's tomorrow.
That's right.
And album is out on the 24th of March. I look forward to it.
Your poor arm.
It's my knee is shaking. All right. Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot, guys. Have a great day.
Bye.
Amie, Vanessa, collectively known as Boys Club for Girls. Again, I can't stress enough how much I want you to hear this album. It was produced by a great friend of mine, Mr. Tim Craven, who's also been a guest on this show. Like I said, man, I won't steer you wrong. Have I ever said, go listen to this because it really sucks? No, I've never said that. Believe me, these girls are the real deal. Check it out. Check out their videos. And if they're playing near you, go see them, man. Support. I can't stress enough to support independent artists, whether they be artists who paint, artists who make music, artists who do podcasts. Just support them. And while you're at it, check out isbreakfast.bigcartel.com. All right, guys, I'm done. Have a great day. We'll talk to you next week.